What is up? Thanks for being here. Twins system recap for Wednesday, April 22nd. Starting off with the minor league results. Saints, we're not going to talk about it. We're not going to talk about it. Wind Surge won 9-7. Colonels lost 5-2. Mighty Muscles won 2-0. Their pitching staff has an ERA close to 2 for the entire staff right now. Florida State League, a pitcher's league, but still, this is something pretty special going on with that team. News and notes, Twins lost 3-2, doing the Mets a favor and allowing them to break that losing streak. You're welcome. A mercy loss. But Connor Prielipp and Kendry Rojas both made their Major League debut in that one. How fun is that? And, there was good takeaways from both of them. Prielipp much more impressive. Was curious to see how he was going to react to being in that kind of an environment. Always, for any rookie, that's the case. But Connor Prielipp, a small-town Wisconsin guy, a man of incredibly few words, being put into that spotlight. Again, there's no telling what anybody's going to do in that case. But and it's not like everything went smoothly. He had some adversity battled through, and I thought he did great. 4 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, no walks. That's the biggest thing, and 6 strikeouts. If Connor Prielipp doesn't walk anybody, it's going to be really tough for anybody to really beat him. I've given up 2 runs in 4 innings, and it's not like it was some, master class or anything, but 6 strikeouts. That's about as good as you can expect from a debut. He threw 80 pitches, which I think was like the 3rd or 4th time as a pro he's done that, so that's a big deal. Kendry Rojas, again, he didn't give up any runs in his 2 innings, but 2 hits, 3 walks, no strikeouts. I think he topped out at like 98 point something, so a lot of positive to take away from both of those guys, and really not anything to be freaking out about. Rojas with the 3 walks in 2 innings, that's obviously not great, but maybe some nerves there. And, with the positivity aside, despite the loss, this one, what a gut punch. James Ellwanger has been placed on the 60-day injured list with a right elbow sprain. Right now, it's just a shutdown, and then we'll see what happens type deal. There's no surgery imminent, but you feel like the writing's on the wall when that's the case. So let's move on. We'll get back to Ellwanger actually a little bit later. Third star of the day, Riley Quick. Fun matchup tonight. Riley Quick faced a rehabbing Jose Barrios, and it was a pitcher's duel. As you saw, the Muscles won 2-0. Quick got things started with 3 innings of 1-hit ball, no runs, no walks, 3 strikeouts, topped out at 97.9 miles per hour. Threw 27 of his 36 pitches. Only needed 36 pitches to get through 3 innings for strikes. 75% strikes from him. And again, Fort Myers won 2-0 because Dameury Pena drove in both runs. 2 for 4 with a stolen base and 2 RBI for Dameury Pena, a guy who in 14 games has 20 hits, 8 walks, and only 5 strikeouts. That's just kind of who Dameury Pena has been. Had a bit of a down year last year, but he's been awesome this year. We'll talk about him some more in a sec when we take a look at some of the system leaders. Ricardo Olivar playing left field tonight, but is also a catcher. Kind of splits time between those 2 spots. Hit 2 home runs, and drove in 4 in a closer Wichita victory. So a huge game for Ricardo Olivar, who was off to a slow start, but it being April 22nd, you get a 2-homer game, all of a sudden your numbers don't look that bad, even if you weren't playing well. So kind of a good reminder that things are still early. Honorable mentions, Merrick Houston had a 3-hit night, including a double and a stolen base. Kalai Rosario went 2 for 4 with a homer and a steal, drove in 3, might have made the Stars had he not committed 2 errors in the field, which is rough. Dason Hill was chugging along. He looked great. 4 innings, 3 runs, that's not great. No walks and 7 strikeouts, though. Struck out almost half of the guys he faced, threw 73% of his pitches for strikes. All of those runs happened with 2 outs in the 4th inning. So if we would just pretend like he got taken out after recording the 2nd out, it would have been a marvelous night, but as it was, just kind of hit a wall there and gave up some damage. But a really encouraging start considering how poorly he's pitched of late, especially. So, Dason Hill, hopefully this is a sign he's back on track. And then the other two Fort Myers guys, Riley Quick got things going, but they had another shutout. Again, that pitching staff has been unbelievable. Merritt Jones with 3 1/3 innings of no runs, strikes out 7, does walk 3, throwing tons of sliders. The 14th round pick in last year's draft had 13 swinging strikes in 3 1/3 innings. And then Adam Falinsky, who was a undrafted free agent the Twins signed, 2 2/3 perfect innings with 3 strikeouts, and he topped out at 97.1 miles per hour in this one. So again, hats off to that Fort Myers pitching staff. Over to the star scoreboard, Merrick Houston and Dameury Pena pick up some points tonight. A big cluster of guys who have 8 points now that Dameury Pena joins that group. And just as a extra bonus tonight, we'll take a look at some of the totals. But additional notes, not going to run through all these. Do want to call out that Kalen Culpepper did not play due to illness again. And Eduardo Tait, who I kind of picked on at Limestone Pipeline in my video, last video, he was behind the plate when 7 stolen bases happened in 1 inning. He threw out all 3 base stealers. He threw out tonight. So sometimes that's the way it goes down in low minors. You have a nightmare one night and then you look like a Hall of Famer the next. But let's take a look at some system stat leaders. I threw this together earlier. Just wanted to share. So this does not include tonight's action. Want to make that clear. And Ben Ross, if you're looking for a favorite to win minor league hitter of the month, Ben Ross is easily the favorite. One of the top 3 hitters in terms of OBP, slugging, average, OPS across all of the minor leagues so far. He's been, again, one of the best hitters in minor league baseball, not just in the Twins system. Ben Ross really getting it done. Dameury Pena, we talked about. He's been off to a great start. Kyler Fedko is tied with Ben Ross for home runs with 5, even though he's kind of in sort of a bench role. But with these illnesses, Kyler Fedko has played second base in back-to-back days. Kind of tells you something about where the Saints roster is at the moment. Ben Ross also leading the system with 8 stolen bases. Just insane what he's been doing so far. On the pitching side, very depressing. I put this together before the James Ellwanger news came out. Depressing to be reminded how well he was pitching, given that he's now injured. Eli Jones and Ryan Gallagher lead the system in innings pitched. Alejandro Hidalgo leads the system in Ks per 9. Anyway, thanks for checking this one out. Again, I do share some highlights over at Limestone Pipeline. There'll be some more of those coming twice a week. You're going to see highlight packages from the minor leagues over there. So thanks for checking this one out. I appreciate you. We'll talk again soon.